My name is Joseph. I am an ELT consultant with eFuture, and I'm here today to introduce English Wave, our brand new secondary coursebook for EFL learners. We are going to be looking at level 6 today, which is at the B2 level. Level 1 starts at A1, but we'll be looking at the highest level today because it is our highest level coursebook that we have. So, with English Wave, what we will be doing is looking at Unit 3 today. And we will just quickly walk through all 5 of the lessons in the unit and discuss some of the resources available to teachers and students. So let's start with the unit intro. Now, the unit intro presents information visually and via dialogue. So the students will be engaged via large images, such as the one on the left here, as well as vocabulary that they can practice in the form of dialogue practice. If you are using the classroom ebook, the students also have the ability to watch an introductory video that will engage them on a related topic to the unit theme. There are warm-up discussion questions for the students to discuss as a class or in small groups or in pairs. And then they have the actual dialogue itself. So the introductory dialogue here presents some of the important vocabulary words and structures. And then in the second activity, the students will practice using the different vocabulary words and changing them with the dialogue that we have here. So just as a quick example, we'll listen to a bit of the dialogue.
Look at this video of this guy bungee jumping.
Oh, wow, that looks terrifying.
Would you like to go bungee jumping sometime?
Me? No thanks. I'm not that adventurous. Would you try it?
I don't know. Maybe.
So with this dialogue, the students can change out the bolded words for different vocabulary words down here in section B. However, they can also make other changes to this to make it more personal. So the students can say, rather than saying that they're not adventurous, they can say that they are adventurous. So the students will practice and learn new vocabulary through dialogues in the unit intro. And this structure continues into lessons A and B. So lesson A and lesson B will start with another dialogue related to a sub-theme, in this case, travel options, and they will be presented with some more vocabulary words or expressions, phrases, so on and so forth. And the students will, again, practice the dialogue and then also make substitutions using the new vocabulary words that they are learning. Now, in this lesson, for lesson 3A, after they finish vocabulary practice, they will go into a quick reading. Now, this reading uses some vocabulary words that are similar to the general theme, but are also useful for this specific story as well. The students can listen to the audio, either if, again, in the class, you can click on the audio icon, or you can scan the QR code on the cover of the book that will lead you to the eFuture streaming site where you can listen to the vocabulary there. Of course, for teachers, you can also download MP3 versions of the files of the audio tracks and play them in class that way as well. Once the students finish the reading, they will go on to grammar practice. So the grammar practice that we provide is going to use a combination of charts and organizers and context-based practice. So the students will be able to see the grammar forms and learn grammatical rules, but they will also be able to practice using these new grammar forms in a practical context through little activities in Activity B. Finally, the lesson wraps up with a speaking exercise, which also doubles as a wrap-up and a form of formative assessment, where the students will personalize some of the knowledge that they have gained in this lesson and make it meaningful for themselves with a discussion with a partner or in a small group. This structure, this general structure is generally repeated in lesson B. We have the vocabulary with a new dialogue, some new vocabulary words presented at the beginning in section A. Then instead of reading this time, we have a listening activity that again practices key vocabulary and sentence structures. And then we move into a grammar section that presents a grammar form or several grammar forms, and then has another practical context-based practice section as well. Then we round out this lesson, just like we did in lesson A, with a speaking activity. Here again, the focus is on working and speaking with their classmates and personalizing the information to make it meaningful to them. Once we get into lesson C, the students will look at, instead of a dialogue that focuses on vocabulary practice, they'll be focusing on useful expressions. So useful expressions are vocabulary words or phrases that can be used not just for the language of the theme that they're practicing in Unit 3, but also for general conversational purposes. So the useful expressions are things that they can apply outside of class almost immediately, whether they are talking about travel or not. And these useful expressions are practiced through the use of 3 different dialogues here. So there are 3 mini dialogues that the students will be practicing. They can listen to each one, and as they listen, they would fill in the missing words using the word bank. The students will then practice these dialogues with a partner before moving on to word study. So instead of a grammar section, the students will study the words and learn things like how to improve their pronunciation. So here we're looking at silent letters in words. So they're not just practicing their pronunciation here, but they're also practicing spelling to help them with some of the more unconventional rules of English. So they have, just like with the grammar practice section, they have a chart, and then they have a context-based section to practice what they've learned. Finally, they go into another speaking activity where, again, we have personalization. They're going to practice using these useful expressions, but also review vocabulary from the previous lessons as well. This activity, the speaking activity, is highly interactive, where the students will be talking to multiple classmates in their classes as well. And then the final lesson is a reading and writing lesson. And this lesson is highly scaffolded. So the students will be presented with 3 or 4 reading passages. And in each passage, they will be introduced to a character, a person from a different part of the world. So you can see here, Austin is, he took a vacation to Niagara Falls in Canada. Anna here took a vacation or traveled to Sevilla in Spain, and Joshua went to Florida. So they go to different parts of the world, and they talk about their experiences at these different places. So the students are being exposed to different cultures, different backgrounds, different parts of the world, all sorts of things like that. Once they finish reading and listening to the different passages, the students will also do some simple reading comprehension here. So the reading comprehension is very simple questions that they will answer. And once they have completed reading comprehension, then they go into the writing section. Now, the writing section starts out with a reading model that is just like the reading passages that they've read on the previous page. So this one is dealing with somebody who went to northern Arizona and went to the Grand Canyon. The students will use this model to help them prepare their ideas and help brainstorm what they will write about in their paragraph. So after they read the model, they will answer some simple questions to help brainstorm, and then they will combine the information that they've provided in their brainstorming chart to write out a paragraph. However, they are not finished there. The students will then also be encouraged to do peer review, where they will read some of their other classmates' paragraphs and assess them for things like proper capitalization and punctuation, spelling, and grammar as well. So the students will still be working together to improve their writing. And then as they're doing peer review as well, the teachers can be helping too. So that is the general structure of the lessons, one unit. The students will also be connecting what they learned in Unit 3 and Unit 4 to a school connections piece. The school connection is a reading section that is CLIL-based, meaning it is content and language integrated learning. So the students will be practicing and reviewing information and connecting it to different school subjects. In this case, it is science. Then in the focus on language section, the students will answer some questions that will help prime them to complete a project. So if we were to jump to the project book at the end, or the project pages at the back of the book, you will see here that they have a page that will help them plan out a simple project and present that to the class. Now, if your school does formal project-based learning, this can be helpful in getting the students to think about how they can expand this for a more formal project-based learning activity. So that is what they will be doing with all of that. Also in the back of the unit, or in the back of the book, we have test prep. So the students will be reviewing their, every 6 units, they'll review the content that they have been learning in the form of a mock test that is structured to look like the Cambridge assessment. And the students will also be afforded the option to get some extra practice, not with the test prep, but with the grammar appendix. So every grammar lesson in lesson A and B will have additional practice at the back of the book in the grammar appendix. So they can get the extra practice that they need. And finally, for students that are doing extra work either at home as homework or in class to get extra practice, the workbook also matches the unit structure as well. So for Unit 3, again, rather than doing a listening activity, the students will be doing a reading and writing activity to practice the vocabulary. Similarly, in lesson A, they will do reading and writing practice for the different activities, but they are directly connected to the student book activities. So the dialogue here, the dialogue in the student book is similar to the vocabulary practice here, where they're reviewing the vocabulary. And then the reading passage from the student book was about a trip to Belize. They're doing a similar activity here in the workbook. For the useful expressions, they are practicing this through simple sentence gap fill activities. The word study is also presented as a graphic organizer or a series of graphic organizers. And for the reading and writing lessons, they are going to have a slightly different approach to the reading passages, but they're still looking at Anna, Joshua, and Austin. They have reading comprehension, and there is a writing activity as well. So that is the basic run through of what English Wave looks like. I hope this was a helpful tutorial. And of course, if you have any other questions, you can visit our website or check our social media.